We're gonna tell you why now it's the best time to buy a house in the Venice area.
Probably, and we're getting started right now. We're basing all this on a lot of expert opinion on what's going to happen in the market, but also Redfin market data. We do market updates every month on the channel. Subscribe to catch those.
Interest rates are up to 7% right now. They have been going up since about a year now.
Yeah.
About a year now. This last couple of months, they have remained constant at 7%.
And as you know, that has had quite the effect on the market. People don't want to sell their homes. People really trying to buy homes either because everyone's kind of locked into these lower interest rates, or at least a lot of people are. So they don't want to go ahead and buy a new place and get higher interest, right? So you're probably wondering why would you tell us now is the best time to buy? That really doesn't make sense. You just said no one wants to buy a home or sell a home because of that.
Well, everyone's situation is different. First of all, if you're renting, you're paying 100% interest rate, right? You're not paying towards building your wealth. 7% compared to paying $1,000 to $3,000 a month in a mortgage, which really you're just paying your landlord's mortgage at that point. It almost seems like, why wouldn't you buy when you're investing in yourself instead of paying every month to have someone else's mortgage being paid for?
Yeah, and really that's not our reason, like why now is a good time to buy, but really that should be your first reason. Yes. If you think about it, like why now is a good time to buy, because now you could be building equity every single month going forward. But that's just kind of a fact of life. This is more of a market timing thing that we're talking about here. So you also have to, I think, to understand why we think now is the best time to buy, look at some of what's happening right now, but also have some foresight into the future. So we've talked about this on the channel before, but as far as what's happening right now is there's a little more opportunity, especially when you talk as far as homes that are out there to get maybe a place that's listed at, let's say $500,000 to maybe get it for $485, $490, $495, which is a heck of a lot better than when we were looking a couple years ago. And it's also a better time when it comes to new construction.
Yes, builders are for the first time in 2 years looking at offers that are below the asking price. They are also giving a lot of different incentives. Some of them will either help you with closing costs or they will help you to buy down the rate. It really depends on the builder and the community. There is some spec homes that builders are looking to offload as quickly as possible because the longer that home just sits there, the more money it's costing them per se.
So that's what's going on now. Now let's look at what's going to be happening in the future, and then we'll come back to now in a second. So what's going to be happening in the future? Interest is going to go down at some point. We don't know when, but most people are speculating, especially like the experts are saying probably 6 months at the most. We're probably going to start to see interest at least flatten off or start to go down. So there's a couple things to consider with that. What's going to happen once interest starts to go down or flattens, for a really long period of time and people know it's about to start going down as they get inflation under control? Well, like we said, a lot of people don't want to sell right now and they don't want to buy right now. Well, they do want to, but they don't feel like it's a good choice to. So what that means is there's a lot of pent up demand. There's a lot of people that want to sell and also a lot of people that want to buy, because you can see, even over the last few months with interest going up and this and that, inventory hasn't really built all that much. We're still sitting in this area about 3 months worth of inventory, which is leaning a little bit more towards a seller's market.
Yes, so we do have a little more inventory, but that's still not enough to give the buyer an advantage. Buyers do have a little more time to make a decision on homes, but there are some homes that still sell very quickly within a day or so of being on the market. So just because there is a lot more inventory doesn't mean that homes are still not selling quickly.
Yeah, we basically went from like 1 month of inventory, which was just ridiculous, to now 3, which is still pretty low, but not ridiculous. So a lot of people are waiting for those interest rates to go down. And when they do, you're gonna see a lot of people looking to sell, but also a lot of people looking to buy. And then I think we're gonna be in a situation, which you could avoid by buying right now, of where people are starting to have a little bit more of these bidding wars, places going quick. You don't have a lot of options to pick from. You don't have a lot of time to make a decision if you wanna buy a home or not. I don't know if we're gonna get to the point where you're waiving inspections and stuff like that. I'm not saying it won't happen.
Some people are still doing it, even though we don't have that competition. There are some people, especially investors, that are still waiving inspections because in their mind, if they're going to update that house anyway, why pay for an inspection when they're going to potentially gut the whole thing out anyways? So there are still offers out there that are waiving inspections, waiving appraisals, but it's not as common as it was back then. But we think that that will be more, not only investors doing it, now it will be buyers doing it as well, just to have a very strong offer.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it comes down to. You know, that competition, I think, will start to be there again as the interest goes down. So now you're going to be in a situation where, yes, interest is down, but now the home prices are probably going to start to go up. So that comes back to why we think now is the best time to buy. So number one, you can avoid that competition and the prices going up, but two, you can potentially lock in at some of those lower prices like we mentioned before. You know, maybe the house is listed at $500 and you get it for $490. You buy it now, interest goes down in 6 months, year and a half, 2 max, I would think. And then you go ahead and you refinance and get that lower interest rate when you feel like it's about as low as it's going to get or what you feel comfortable with. Now you got yourself a really, really good deal.
So it's more about getting a great deal right now in the market we're in right now and avoiding the future craziness that we think it's coming.
But that's just our 2 cents. That's our speculation based on what we think will happen with interest, when it'll happen with interest, and of course, what we think people are going to do once interest goes down. Leave a comment, let us know your thoughts.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota areas, make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here, 941-221-1897.
Call or text anytime, whether you're looking to buy or sell in the next few days or the next few months. We'll always have your back. We hear from people all the time and we love it, and we want you to be one of those people that gets a hold of us. And if you want to see the newest market updates where we go through actual data on what's happening, be sure to subscribe to catch those videos.
Hit the like button and
Live breezy.